Hi guys, welcome back. It's week 10. We are into double-digit weeks now. It's crazy. And so today I'm going to be talking to you about research. I'm really bad about actually sitting down and saying I'm going to research this specific thing for this story. I'm horrible at doing that. For some reason, the second I set out to research with a specific goal in mind, that makes it seem more daunting somehow, and I'm just like, well, what if I can't find the right information that I'm looking for? Yada yada. I don't know. It kind of freaks me out. So I'm really bad about doing that. I kind of do everything backwards. I just, I research in my free time, whatever, stuff that interests me. I read about events in history or, like, different cultures and stuff. And from that, just kind of whatever I learn, or, like, if I'm taking classes at school or something and I learn something, oh, that's interesting. And I learn how to incorporate that into my story. And I'll learn something, I'm like, oh, that's perfect for what I'm trying to figure out how to do this aspect of a story. For example, my sort of science fiction, fantasy, hybrid, weird, crazy, messed up story that I'm trying to write, well, not right now, obviously I'm doing NaNo, but when I'm not doing NaNo, this crazy story I'm trying to write it has a lot to do with genetic engineering and cloning and stuff like that, but only very, very, very loosely based in actual scientific fact about such things. But last fall I was taking a biology class, and we were learning, like, very basic stuff about genetics and stuff like that, and mutations and the things, and just kind of what I learned in there and applying it to what I already knew and had learned in, like, school before, and just in my own random weird reading about such things. I picked up on bits of information that I could use and, like, weave into my story and make things more plausible, work out some concepts I had. Like I said, it's a crazy messed up story. It's really hard to explain, but basically just I didn't set out to research stuff about genetics and mutations and things, but what I happened to learn in class, I was like, oh, I can apply that. And it gave me new ideas for a story. And once I have that, like, basis to build off of, then it's so much easier for me to go out and research and build up on that when I have a starting point. So, I guess other than that, like I said, I just read about and research stuff that interests me. For example, I have a ton of books, like Japanese literature and history and culture and stuff, and so I'll read about that, and there are some things about, like, I don't know, Japanese culture and history that maybe I'll try to incorporate into a story or something, I don't know. Also, I do a lot of research on mythology and mythological creatures, because I do like to write a lot of fantasy, and so I kind of just try to figure out what kinds of mythological creatures I'll want to throw into a fantasy story, and how they're traditionally portrayed, what kinds of different portrayals have they had, and how do I want to portray them. But mostly, I'm really bad at researching, so I kind of set out in the first place to write stories that I don't really have to do a lot of research on. Stuff that I already know pretty well. They do, like, everyone, like writing teachers, authors I've actually met in person and had a chance to, like, ask questions to, and always the advice they give is just write what you know. So I do. I write what I already know, and then, like I said, I have a foundation. I can build on top of that. If I just randomly pick up some bizarre topic and say, hey, I'm going to go research this now, I'm never going to go anywhere. But if it's something I already know a little bit about, I know I'm interested in, have already maybe written something about, then I can go and build on that. So that's kind of how my research works. I don't know if that really made any sense or not. As for how I do my research, Google, like Aaron said, or, you know, go to the library and look through encyclopedias and things. That's really, I don't know. I'm not big on the research thing. I'm not good with that. So that's about all I have to say on the topic. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off here, and hopefully Emmy will be here tomorrow to talk about her research and stuff. And yeah. Again, you guys who are doing NaNo, keep it up, keep going. I know it's tough. After only a week, I almost quit this weekend, and then in a desperate attempt to try and catch up again this week, I ended up writing like 4,000 words yesterday. Pretty much, just about. Not quite. And so, just goes to show, I can actually get a good word count out if I put my mind to it. Most of the time, I just don't want to. Yay. Okay. I've rambled long enough now. Research, it's good stuff. And also, I keep forgetting we actually have a Twitter now, so follow us on Twitter, Wotown Writers. It'll be awesome. We are totally cool, and you should totally follow us on Twitter. Yes. Alright, yeah. And I will see you all next week. I forget what we're doing next week. Oh well, you'll find out along with me. And I'll just see you guys all later. Alright. Have a good one.